Hey, good morning. This is Jared and Nate from the E-Carrier Check Studio, and we're excited today. We're doing some cold calls. We got Justin in the house today, getting ready to blow it up, and talk about a little bit of where he's at in his journey as a broker. He's been doing this for quite a while, so I'm excited to bring him on. But before we get really into Justin, I like to break down the week, Nate. What did you learn? What was something that you did well, something that you didn't do well at? And then let's just talk about your week.
Yeah, that's been a good week. I definitely found out if you don't have the right answer, it's best to always ask questions. We kind of had a couple good questions this week. As far as how our data's ran,
Hmm.
how to talk to shippers, how to find leads. So it's really been a really interesting week. But yeah, that's been awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to give it up. Just a shout out to our programmers.
Yeah.
We had an interesting week. Our site went down.
Hmm.
And when they got kicked off the horse, they just got back on it.
Yeah, they did.
It wasn't an overreaction. They just got kicked, just put it back in. So I got to give it up to the programmers.
Yeah,
the
sure.
programming team really kind of keeps us going here. I got to say that I get more excited about cold calls than anything else. This is a lot of fun. A lot of people just need help with getting shippers. And so instead of me making the calls today, we brought on Justin. I'm excited about him. We've had him on here before. Justin, give us a quick rundown. How long have you been a freight broker? Tell me about yourself.
So I've been a freight broker for 4.5 years now. It's been a grind, to say the least. It's definitely you definitely got to grind it out to find customers and consistent customers too. You'll have people that are customers for about a couple weeks and then they go on to the next guy. So finding those ones that come back each and every week is kind of that's the grind that you got to work for.
Yeah. Hey, how many? If you were going to talk about your weeks, obviously you're kind of a work hard, play hard kind of guy, but how many weeks go perfect? How many weeks are exactly what you envisioned?
None.
Yeah.
Yeah. There hasn't been one. I started off this year and I had a lot of guaranteed contract freight, and within the first month, those kind of all fell through, and I kind of had my whole year planned out almost, and now I'm grinding again, cold calling, because those just didn't pan out like the customer said they would, and here we are.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I can
So
appreciate
it
that.
changes every week, every month, every day. So
Obviously, you've got a lot of experience, finding clients. If you're a new freight broker or somebody that's just getting into the business, really trying to find new clients, how many clients does somebody really need, in order to be successful?
I mean, that's a really good question, and I think it depends on the size of the client. I got one guy that he calls me 5-6 times a year, and moves hardly anything. But then I got other customers that, they're moving 15, 20 loads a day. So it depends on the customer that you get into. But I would say if you have anywhere between 5 to 8 quality customers that reach out to you first before they reach out to other people, you'll be fairly successful in this industry.
Yeah, that's good. It's not that far away. I know it's a grind to get clients. It's a grind to find clients that are consistent. Brian, good morning. Thanks for being on, man.
Hey, Brian.
Justin, you have something that's a little more unique than some brokerages. Now, it's not under the same MC, but you are sort of associated to an actual asset-based carrier. How has that helped you in your growth, or has it not helped you in your growth? How's that, relationship there with that in-house carrier?
It's helped me in a few ways. One, when I first started, I got kind of more of a hands-on feel for what the drivers actually go through at shippers. So that really helped. Excuse me. And then also calling like local companies or companies within a 100-mile radius, I can say that, hey, there's a good chance they go on our asset trucks. And they like to hear that more than, oh, we're going to broker it out. So it's helped me get more local customers.
Mm.
And I mean, I'm a little biased, but I think our drivers do a phenomenal job. So if I get to put a load on their trucks, then I mean, my customer's going to be happy. I already know that. So it's helped me keep customers happy and get new ones. And
Yeah, I know. I know your brokerage has it's an interesting way of experiencing the freight world that a lot of people don't get the opportunity. I've seen, carriers come in and you guys help them tarp. I've seen carriers, you going out and helping with those things like that. I think the education piece of being around it and the immersion of it, that's everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nate, obviously you have been in the industry for 3 years now, 3 years.
Almost 3.
Almost 3. And you get to deal with brokers. There's a lot of different things with Justin comparative to kind of that standard broker. What are those differences that you see that Justin has that maybe those unique qualities that maybe a standard broker doesn't see?
Yeah, I would say the consistency. I know one thing I've seen, so I've got to prospect Justin before, and the consistency, the calls, which is nonstop. As a newer freight broker that I've noticed, I don't want to speak for freight brokers. I've never been exactly in the shoes. I work for a shipper, but I feel where you're coming from. It's definitely a grind. You really got to have that self-positive talk. I was actually blessed enough to come watch Justin make calls, and I've got to see him get shut down, but he was so consistent. Pick up that darn phone and send emails.
Yeah.
I just love how he grinds.
Yeah. I would agree. I think the one thing for me, you versus a lot of different brokers that we talk to, is that you recognize patterns. Patterns is such an interesting kind of I wouldn't say trickery, but just it's an interesting way to understand how people are thinking, what's going on with the way they are looking at it. You recognize patterns really well, Justin, so I got to give it up for that.
Appreciate it.
Obviously, we're making some calls today. Give us a rundown. On a weekly basis, how many cold calls are you making?
It depends on the week. If it's a slower week. One thing that I really like that we do as a freight brokerage is every Wednesday, me and the other brokers in the office, we get together and we just sit around the table and make cold calls and sit there and kind of critique each other, make sure that everybody's kind of on the same page, and so that day we probably make 20 to 30. And then throughout the week, if I have time, I'll just pick up the phone and make a call. Or I'm a big believer in cold emails too, to start it off. Not everybody wants to talk on the phone the first time, but if they get an email first, they're like, I have time to respond to this email real quick. So I'm a big believer in those.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting to balance both of those in that regard. What do you got on the docket today? Give us a rundown. Obviously, where did you get those leads from? But how do you find information out about prospects?
So I got the leads from we use a wicked sick software. It's called eCarrier Check. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
But yeah, I got every lead that we're calling today. I got from eCarrier Check. And in terms of like researching them, these ones, they were kind of just ones that I found this morning, and we're just gonna fully cold call them from start to finish. But if I want to do a little bit more research, they make add-ons on your computer to see the employees that work there and see their job titles. You can go through LinkedIn, you can go through Facebook. There's a lot of ways to kind of stalk who you need to talk to before you make the phone call. But I figured today for this event, we just we do it cold. Let's
go raw. I like raw.
Yeah. And honestly, that's one of my favorite things that Justin does. Take that little bit of extra time to look into that shipper. I know you said kind of stalk them, but take that extra time to see who works there, what they like, what they do. You might be able to connect with them, and that's one thing I like how you do that.
Yeah, absolutely, cool. Absolutely. Well, let's kick it off, Justin. I'm excited for you to do your thing. You can, tell us about the shipper. You can not. It's up to you. I'm open to whatever. So let's start rocking and rolling.
So the first one we're gonna call, it's just a They do like high pressure rental equipment, like tanks and all that sort of stuff for the oil industry.
Okay.
And that's, like I said, that's pretty much all I know about them. I did not do any really research on them because we're getting as cold as can be.
I love that.
Let's make
Raji,
cold.
what's up, man? It's good to have you back on this week. I'm glad
Yeah.
you're on.
Thank you.
Full and cannot accept new messages.
All right, so that didn't go well. That was their corporate office number, and their mailbox is full. Didn't even ring.
That's nice.
So
Yeah. While you're keep looking here, I was just going to talk to Nate. It's something. It's interesting how many phone numbers can be bad. You know, we used to buy lists back in the day. It was just the quality of information was terrible.
Yeah.
I think this is why I like eCarrier Check, just for the sheer fact that it's updated information.
Yep.
We tell you about what equipment they're using. You know, are you calling or what are you doing?
I was just waiting for you guys. I got it queued up.
Keep going, man.
Yeah.
Just keep grinding.
All right.
Yeah, we try to make sure that, on the ECC side that we give you enough information that you can sort of be dangerous.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
What kind of equipment they have, those things like that.
Yeah.
Where are they shipping to?
And you
I
can
don't
get it
think
all.
any of their phone numbers work in this company. They got a whole list of them. We're 2 down right now.
All right.
Oh, this one's actually ringing. All right.
There we go.
It's not going well.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated.
This
These
is
are
what
just-
happens.
Yeah, these are just the general phone numbers, too, for the offices. So leaving a voicemail really does no good.
Yeah, this stuff happens. I think, when the last time you were on, we had everyone pick up.
Oh, yeah.
That's just how it
Yeah, some days. All right, we'll go to a different one. This is a pipe and rental company. Obviously, the other company, they don't answer the phone. We'll do.
Like I said last week when I was doing cold calls, sometimes the first cold call is all about just getting the right phone number.
Yeah.
Finding the right person. Even if you didn't get to talk to them, you at least accomplish something.
Yeah.
And you can move to the next step.
So you gotta have that little bit of patience. And
Yeah.
let's call back next week and get more.
And let's just get one win today.
Yeah. I like
You know
that.
what I mean? Find the right phone number. Find the
Do you guys
contact.
want me to have it on speakerphone? Can you hear the other end?
If you can, that's great.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can hear.
All right.
People seem to like that too. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling Tadlock Rentals. If your call is regarding pipe, please press 1. If your call is regarding storage containers, please press 2. For sales, please press 1. For accounting, please press 2. For the operator, please press 0. Good morning, Tadlock.
Hey, this is Justin over at Nebraska Transport. How are you this morning? Good. Hey, I was hoping you could point me in the right direction. I'm trying to talk to whoever would be in charge of shipping.
There's nobody here at the moment. It's just the people in accounting.
Okay.
I
Who?
can take a message and have somebody call you when they get back in.
Yeah. That.
Sure, we have our own truck.
Oh, you have all your. You guys don't source anything out? No. Well, that kind of answers my question then. Alrighty. Thank you. Have a good day. Well, they have their own trucks.
Yeah.
That'll happen. move on to the next one.
She
right?
seemed nice, you know.
She
you
seemed
just gotta-
nice.
Yeah, you just keep going.
Yeah, this one I don't know if they're gonna ship anything, but they do these little off-road buggies and they look super cool. So it'd be fun to call them.
You know, how often are you? I'm a big believer in niches. You know, I like when people understand who they are. They, maybe they're doing calls in the flatbed world, or maybe they're doing calls in a certain region of the country or a certain industry. You know, you mentioned oil and, oil and gas. How often are you trying to find a niche sort of shipper that makes sense for you?
So fairly often, it's usually what I stick to, is my little area, but kind of for today, we're just getting random with it.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know,
I love that. I do like, something I would do occasionally when I was full on brokering is I would just call. You mentioned, they ship these little buggies. I would just call the most random. I remember calling a roller coaster company one time. I was like, you know what? I like roller coasters. I'm going to call roller coaster manufacturers. Just sounded fun. You got to keep it light. Honestly, if you're not having fun in this world, I know that cold calling can be challenging.
Yeah.
Totally get it. But I think you got to keep it light. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. You got to get fun with it. One of my very first cold calls when I first started, they turned into a decent customer at the time being. But I like eating fish, so I called a catfish company down in Mississippi, and you could hardly understand the guy, and he just shipped a few truckloads of frozen catfish out of Mississippi every week, and they didn't pay well. It's catfish, but it was fun. I mean, it was something to kind of get my feet wet in the industry.
Yeah. It's always interesting trying to communicate with somebody. There's certain people that you can communicate really well with, and then there's certain people that you can't. And it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. Mm-hmm. Some people you just jive with.
Mm-hmm.
How often is that happening when you're making calls that you just jive with them? Because everyone has different communication styles. If Nate would make cold calls, versus me, we all have different kind of communication style. How often are you hitting that kind of flow person or sweet spot?
That's a good question. So I'm a big, if you couldn't tell by this, big college football guy. So I like to kind of figure out where the person's from that I'm calling, and I'll drop subtle hints about like college football or sports. A lot of people come together over sports. So if you can kind of start that relationship and talk about the college football team that they like, or on their LinkedIn, they usually have where they went to college. So if you do a little bit of stalking, you can be like, find some guy that went to the pros from that college and be like, man, I'm a big fan of this guy. And then they connect with you a little bit more,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in the sports thing.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I am too. I love it. All right, who's next?
All right. We're calling that fun little buggy company.
Cool. One thing too that I've noticed, I've seen some of Justin's emails that he sent me, is what he puts in the subject line. People always ask me, like, I don't know what to say, what to send. He's creative.
Yeah.
I think if we can all get creative in some way, it could help.
Yeah, we should have a whole show on just emailing.
Yeah. We should do that, yeah.
For sales, press 3. And for all other inquiries, please press 4. Thank you.
You see Tim's.
I love it, Tim.
The person at extension 400.
So it's not going well today.
Would you normally leave a voicemail?
If I get the right person,
okay.
If I get somebody like the operator and they send me to the guy in shipping, and then I know his name, and then I can leave a little bit more personalized voicemail. When it's just like a general mailbox, I usually don't.
Yeah.
They
General
don't-
mailboxes, I wouldn't either.
Yeah. We're gonna try one more time. Press the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did get a question. Did you start off with the brokerage before you went on your own? This is very helpful. You have to stay optimistic and look at the bright side of things. Yeah, Justin actually works for brokerage, and yeah, he's very optimistic, and he's always looking at the bright side of things. That's for sure. Yeah, that's just who he is.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. One more time.
I
Just
do
a
like
little-
that. Keep going. What's that?
Calling Parks
Here
and
you go.
Rentals. Our office hours are from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. Please select from one of the following options. For service, press 1. For accounting, press 2. For sales, press 3.
Try sales this time.
It's Josh.
Hey, Josh, Justin over at Nebraska Transport. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
That's good, man. Hey,
Yeah, you looking for transport?
yes, sir.
Yeah, here. Let's talk to her.
All right, thank you.
Hello.
Hey, this is Justin over at Nebraska Transport. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm not bad, not bad. Hey, I just wanted to call to see how you guys are moving your equipment around. The little shirt pickup caught my eye, and I was like, man, that should be fun to drive around. I wonder how they ship it. So,
Yeah, right now we're mostly using brokerage businesses. I have about 5 that I call on, mainly 3 that I'm
Okay.
using.
okay.
And then after that, I have local guys set up all around our offices, hot shot locals and businesses who have low boys and step decks that we're calling on.
Well,
So,
well, how would you feel about adding a 6th broker to that list?
I'll be honest with you. Right now, with how we are, I'm doing everything I can to keep my 3 that I've been using mainly happy.
That's fair. Slow
We haven't
season.
been real busy to where I've had enough work to divvy out past 3.
Yeah.
So right now is probably not going to be a good time for us to have a new broker set up. I'm not going to have any work for you, to be honest with you. Other guys take such good care of me that I rarely call outside of them unless I need like a local guy.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Would you maybe have an email I could shoot you over some info on just to kind of keep my name in the back of your head if something pops up?
Yeah, you can send it to Sarah, SARAH, and then Beth, BETH, at Perco, PERCO, and then rentals with an S.com.
Perfect. Well, Sarah, yeah, I'll get you over some info, and we're certainly not trying to step on any toes. We don't want to take any business from your normal guys. Just trying to add a little bit more capacity to your guys' network.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, Sarah, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
she was super nice.
She was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like when they're just upfront. I'm such a fan of that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that one went well.
Yeah. You got her email. Talk through the process next. You got her email. Is this a potential client sheet, or is this like a one-off that you'll be kind of touching base? Talk about the next 6 weeks with this lady. What will you do in 6 weeks?
So I like how she just came out front and said she works with brokers. And then I like how she listed the equipment that she uses. She said hot shots, low boys, and step decks. I was like, well, that's perfect. Now I know every time I email her, I can be like, hey, I have a step deck down there today. Oh, I have an RGN down there on Monday. And so I'll shoot her an email when we're done with this and tell her thanks for her time and whatnot. And then over the next couple weeks, months, maybe once a week, once every other week, I'll just do what I just said and be like, hey, I'll have a truck down in your area. Just let me know if you have anything. And then hopefully one day it'll click and she'll be like, oh, my 3 guys can't do some crazy load up into Canada or something, and that's where I step in. I like the weird stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Raji, he did make it look kind of easy. He's been making cold calls for almost nearly 5 years, so
Yeah.
definitely probably learned a lot. Definitely.
Yeah, I like the way you just let her talk.
Mhm.
I think Raj, the one thing that I have always seen with new brokers is they get too nervous. They just they just don't want to talk over people. Sometimes they can interrupt even a conversation. You know what I mean? And so the breaks that you took there, your tone and your voice was good. You asked her some questions that led her on. It was just a smooth, interaction or communication.
I think what I enjoyed, like you mentioned, that pause where he's like, "How would you think about adding a sixth broker?"
Yeah.
And that silence.
As for the business, that honestly, you got a good point. Like as for the business, it was just interesting to have that, and I think probably we all were like, "Oh shit, here we go.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen? What's she gonna say to this?"
Yeah.
So I loved it. I thought it was great. Your pause and the way you did that.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Back to what you were saying though about like being the new broker, and just every broker kind of has a script, whether it's actually written out or just in their head of what they want to say. And when you first start out, like all you want to do is get all the key points out in the phone call. And sometimes you don't need to say any of that. You just need to let them talk, like you said, and find some sort of way to connect and go from there.
Right, because it's about them, really.
Yeah. It's not about me. I'm trying to help them. They're not trying to help me.
Yep.
So,
yeah, absolutely. I do too. Nice job.
Thanks.
Nice job. I don't know how many more you got, but if you want to serve one more up, or we can call it a night.
You want one more?
Yeah, do one more. We seem to be getting a little luck. We'll take some momentum.
Yeah. Got the big Mo on our side,
Yeah, honestly, there's something to be said about momentum with your business. You know what I mean? It takes a little bit of time to get up and running. I almost feel like it's a snowball, and you're just pushing it, and eventually it gets so big that it kind of runs itself. But boy, I tell you what, when you stop that momentum, you can feel it takes a little bit more effort to get it going again.
Yeah.
It's like working out.
Yeah.
Right. And so there's something to be said about, hey, thanks for joining. We appreciate everybody being on.
Yeah.
Oh. I can't hear you guys.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I didn't know if I messed something up. I don't know how to work a computer, so.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. But, from our side of things, eCarrier Check our goal is to help brokers just like Justin find leads, find shippers. And our goal is to not only help you find those shippers, but to give you some information that'll allow you to find shippers that make sense for you.
Yeah, we're just trying to help paint a picture of what you're getting your foot into and give you an idea if this is for you or not.
Yeah.
Our number one goal is to help build the business, right?
How can we help you?
And all these leads that Justin's calling on today, for those of you that just showed up late, he's pulled his leads off of You Still Lost Audio. I think we're back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he pulled these leads off of eCarrier Check. So if you guys are interested to see what kind of leads he's working with, or just see some other leads, go to eCarrierCheck.com. Schedule a demo. Send me an email. Let's talk it out.
Yeah, and we help all aspects: brokers, carriers. Same here. I can't hear. I wonder if they can hear now. Raji, let me know if you can hear now. I don't know if
Tire Killer. Yeah.
Yeah. One of you guys let us know if you can hear us.
It's back. Perfect.
It's back.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Good. Our goal is to help carriers, brokers, dispatchers to find the right people they need.
Right.
Whether that's a carrier, a new broker, a shipper. We have all that in eCarrier Check. Check it out. They're all good now. Good.
Thanks,
okay,
guys.
cool. Sorry about that. Sometimes we have that. Let's do one more, Justin, and then we can head on to our Friday. But I definitely would love to hear you do one more.
All right.
Yeah, one day we'll get our microphone fixed.
Let's think about that.
We're just teaching ourselves as we go.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
exactly. Yeah, get better every day.
If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time or press 0 to be connected to the operator. For calls regarding Vistero, please press 1. For questions regarding Cattle Active, please press 2. For our main office, please press 3. For shipping inquiries, please press 4. To re-
It's kind of interesting.
This call is being recorded. If you do not wish to be recorded, please disconnect at this time. Please hold while I try to connect you.
True Earth Animal Health.
Hey, this is Justin over Nebraska Transport. How are you, sir?
Yeah, how are you?
Oh, I'm not bad, not bad. Hey, man, I just wanted to kind of pick your brain about how you guys are moving your lick tubs and some of your other material. We moved some lick tubs out here in Nebraska, and they kind of go all over the country up to random ranches and farms and whatnot. And I just want to see how you guys are doing it on your end.
Yeah, just 1 second.
Okay.
Pretty standard hold music. Everybody has the same. Like, whoever wrote this jam,
Loaded.
they're getting so much,
Yeah.
just so much friggin' monetary fun from this.
It's like Mariah Carey when Christmas comes around.
It reminds me of some elevator music. Too.
Like, are you sitting around in your lodge and you're like, hey, you think everyone would like this?
Hey, this is Rael.
Hey, Brielle, Justin over Nebraska Transport. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Oh, I'm not bad. You know, it was -1 degrees on my way into work this morning here in Western Nebraska. So I could be better. Where are you sitting at?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Wow, how's the weather down there?
It's a little chilly today, but not -1.
Not -1 and snowing.
No.
Well, you're doing better than me.
About 40.
40. Yeah, that's a lot better than me. Yeah, that's shorts weather out here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. What can I do for you today?
well, I wanted to see how you guys are moving your lick tubs and some of your other products. We move lick tubs out of Western Nebraska here, and kind of move them all over the country. And we know the routine, you know, fully tarped or in a dry van and going into muddy ranches and farms to deliver to grumpy farmers. So just wanted to see how you guys are doing your shipping.
So we usually just do LTL loads through like Freight Quote, and then we have a couple of our own semis, but obviously they can't keep up. But
Yeah.
mostly just through Freight Quote is how we usually do it. So.
You're not shipping out full truckloads of material?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we have truckloads that go out. I don't know, probably 3 days a week, 4 days a week, maybe.
Okay.
Full truckloads.
And how are you sourcing those out?
I think just through Freight Quote and putting quotes out there, trying to get people to get semis to bid them or whatever,
Yeah.
But I'm not the shipping guy. Our shipping guy that puts together all the truckloads and everything, he's actually on vacation.
Okay.
He'll be back Wednesday. He would be the guy to talk to about, how we do it and that kind of stuff, because I really don't know. But he is on vacation, so.
Well, he went somewhere warmer than 40 degrees.
Yep, he did. He did. He actually works remotely in North Dakota.
Oh, yeah, then he's definitely
really wanting to get out of there.
Yeah, so. I get that.
But I can forward you to Vicky. She would be able to get all your information and probably give you more information than I sure can.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I
Okay, let me
appreciate that.
transfer you to her, okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay, hold on.
For sure, Ryan.
We're doing all right.
Yeah, you got to the next step. We just went level 2 on freaking contract.
Well, level 3. I talked to the first guy.
Yeah, you're level 3 on. You're definitely. You're just Miss Pac-Man right now. Just grabbing cherries and eating friggin'. I love this. Let's go.
We're back to the whole music though.
Yeah. This guy's in his garage just writing us.
This is Vicky.
Hey, Vicky, Justin over at Nebraska Transport. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm not bad, Vicky. Hey, I was told you were the person that could possibly help me out.
Okay.
So we move lick tubs out of Western Nebraska, kind of all over the country, and we get the whole process of them being fully tarped or being in vans and all that jazz. And I just want to see for your guys' full truckload stuff. The lady that transferred me to you said you guys are moving about 3 truckloads a week. And I just wanted to see how I can throw my name in the hat to start throwing quotes on those.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Why don't I get your information? Jason Jensen is actually the coordinator that does the shipping.
Okay.
He actually got smart and decided to leave North Dakota this week.
That's what the lady before was saying.
So, I think he'll be back home Monday, and he's probably not wanting to.
Yeah. Is that where you're sitting, Vicky? Are you up in North Dakota?
No, I actually live most of the time in South Dakota,
Okay.
where our plant is. But winters I come to Arizona.
Oh, right on. That's awesome. You got to stay warm.
Anyway, what I can do is, would you mind if I just give him your phone number and have Jason talk to you directly when he gets home?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
I'm not quite sure how he sends that out. I pretty much take the orders and put them on the order sheet, and he can get them shipped out when they're ready. So,
Okay.
I'd just love to give him your name and your phone number, and you guys can, he can tell you how he gets the loads on the sheet, how he throws them out to the world,
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Love to talk to
Okay.
him.
It's called Nebraska Transport, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. And what was your name?
My name's Justin.
Justin. Uh-huh. Oh, we'll have 2 Justins working on this. Oh, no, he's Jason. Never mind. We have a
Jason.
different Justin.
I get called Jason quite often. I'm not sure why, but everybody always calls me Jason.
I might do that too.
That's just fine.
Anyway, what's your phone number there?
So my cell number.
So yeah, I'll make a note to. I'm going to actually send him an email so I don't forget, but I'll just touch base with him when he gets back. I thought he said Tuesday. That's the 28th.
Okay.
I thought he said he'd be home Tuesday. So
Okay.
yeah, we'll get you guys together next week. That
Yeah.
works.
Yeah. Would you mind giving me his email too? So at the beginning part of next week, I could also just reach out to him and introduce myself that way as well.
Yeah. I think it's just. Let me just get to my email.
All right.
I think it's just Jason at Towers Animal Health. But let me just find one here from him. Yeah, it's just Jason at ProEarthAnimalHealth.com.
Perfect. Well, that is simple and easy, and I like it. Yeah. Well,
Okay. I will send that over to him. Yeah, he said he was going to take his computer with him, but I don't know if he'll be checking it.
he's on vacation. We don't want to bug him. He's in Nashville, huh?
Yeah, they decided to go to Nashville. The only sticking part was, could they actually fly out of Fargo yesterday? I don't know.
With the weather. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
makes
it's
sense.
pretty-
Makes sense.
Well, it is pretty darn nasty right now.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
anyway.
Vicky, I really appreciate your time and your help and all this. Yeah, so I'll reach out to Jason beginning part of next week, and if you could put a bug in his ear too, and we'll get in touch.
You bet. You bet.
All right, thanks, Vicky.
Hey.
Bye.
Talk to you later, Justin.
Bye.
Bye.
That went all right.
I mean, you're just brushing your shoulder right here. I mean, come on now. I mean, nice friggin' call, man. That was awesome. You just kept leveling up. You kept connecting with the guy. You asked for their email. I loved everything about that call. It was
Thanks.
wonderful. You got a lot of information from him.
Yeah, that was a good one.
obviously freight quotes, you know, they're a huge.
Oh, you guys are out again. We can't hear you. Testing. Yep, there you go.
How about now? All right, we're back. Good gracious, we have to get a handle on this. But honestly, what a great call, man. Nice job. I'm super jacked for you. That seems like it may turn into something.
Yeah, a few loads a week. We'll take it.
Yeah. Let me know if you end up moving a load, and I'll send you some e-carrier check swag and
Ooh,
get you looking good. So
that's
good
kind of
luck
fun.
to you.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
Ooh, appreciate that.
I loved it. Well, Justin, thank you for being on today. You know, I love the calls. You know, if you're a new broker, new to making calls to find clients, you know, what can give us one just string of advice? What can they do to just better themselves today?
In terms of cold calls,
Yeah.
I would just stay consistent. You're gonna get told no a million times. Now, 2 of my calls today went really well, but there's some days you can sit here and make 50 cold calls. You'll never talk to the person you need to talk to, or they'll tell you no, they'll hang up on you. It can be a little discouraging, but as long as you just kind of keep your head up, and I mean, you got to bring something different to the table. So figure out what that is that you bring, and share that with whoever you're calling.
Yeah.
And truly, it's never anything personal. It's just business. And
Yeah.
you gotta keep moving.
I mean, some people you call, I've had multiple guys be like, this is the 15th broker that's called me today. I don't want to talk to you. There's nothing you can do about that. There's
Yeah.
not like that guy is, everybody gets spam calls on their phone. It's basically that by the end of the day. You're like, man, I don't want another sales call. So
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do. You just got to keep your head up.
I love that. Well, Justin, thank you for being on today. You did incredible work, and just, you know, give some inspiration to some people that are still just trying to grow their business, which is what we're trying to accomplish. Nate, obviously, you know, eCarrier Check's a sourcing platform. We want to help people grow. How do people get in touch with us, and give us a rundown on how they can see a demo?
Yeah, just, you know, go to ecarriercheck.com. You'll see our number there, 833-432-4325. Give me a call. Let's chat it up. But yeah, we'll send you a demo of just how to run the site. It's just my beautiful voice talking over the website. And if you have any questions, I'll love to meet with you one-on-one via Zoom, and let's see how we can help you grow your business.
Yeah, love it. Guys, have an awesome Friday. Thank you for joining us.
Yes,
Justin,
thank you.
have a great friggin' weekend, man. Nice job today.
Thank you. See you guys.
See you later.